Hey guys, what's up? It's Cub, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my awkward moments in life. Now, this first story takes place last fall, I believe, and I went with some friends to the river, and the water is obviously very cold at that time of year. So we get there, and my friends decide that they want to cross to the other side. And this part that we're at, the water is very shallow, so we could totally just walk across and the water would come up to like our knees at most, I believe. And as we were walking across, they were complaining about how cold it was. Like, oh, I'm so cold, like my legs are gonna fall off, and blah, blah, blah. And as I was crossing, I was like scared shitless that it was gonna be really cold because I can't stand the cold. But while I was crossing, it was not that cold, surprisingly. So we get across, and we climb up from this big rock, and we chill there for a bit. Then I decide that I want to have a little fun. So I dare them to jump from this rock into the cold water. And they're like,
oh hell no, like it's so cold, like we're gonna die.
And I was like,
what are you, chicken?
They were like,
no.
And I was like,
well then do it.
And they were like,
fine.
So they jump in, and they're complaining like non-stop about how cold it is. They come out, and they're like,
okay, we dare you to jump in now.
And I was like, whatever. Because like I said, it wasn't that cold to me while I was crossing, so I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. So I strip down, and I jump in, and I shit you not, it was like the coldest thing I've ever felt. I surfaced, and I was like,
it's so cold.
My voice was like really, really deep because of how cold the water was. And it was just so awkward because like one of those people was my boyfriend, and I was just like, So this next story takes place my sophomore year of high school, so like almost 2 years ago. I took yoga as an elective, and this one day, actually a couple of days, as we were doing poses, my body decided that it wanted to release itself, because that's what yoga's about, you know, releasing yourself and like stretching and blah blah blah, and relaxation. And my body was like, huh, this must be a great time to fart as loudly as you can. And I shit you not, I farted during yoga while everyone was really quiet, and I got some really weird looks. And it happened a couple of days, like not just one time. It happened a couple of times each day that it happened. Yeah, super awkward, like what the fuck, body. Okay, this next story was when I was really little. I went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium with my dad, and at the time, they had just gotten a new octopus exhibit. And me and my dad were standing in the crowd, you know, listening to the speaker. And then the speaker took a break to drink some water, and the crowd got kind of quiet, you know? And then I said, very loudly I might add, "Dad, look at all of its testicles." And literally everyone started laughing. The speaker spit out his water, and my dad was like, "I think you mean tentacles, Emma." And I was like, I actually don't know what I said after that. That's all my dad told me, because I don't remember this happening. But yeah, that happened. And I'm assuming I felt very awkward because I was a very shy child when I was little. And the fact that I said that even loudly at all surprises the fuck out of me. So the next story takes place at my ex-friend's house. I was visiting her, and I think this was like the first or second time I'd ever been to her house. I was sitting in her room with her, and her door was like slightly open, and we were just chilling, talking, you know. And then her brother walks by the door, takes a quick glance inside, then keeps walking, and then almost immediately comes back and walks in the room, stares at me, and asks,
are you black?
And I was like,
No.
he was like,
Well, what are you then?
and I was like,
Italian?
and he was like,
Oh.
and then walks out. Yeah, it's a very quick story, but it was very weird. So this next story happened my freshman year. I took a creative writing class, and if you didn't know already, I do have like a weird speech impediment thing. I do slur a lot when I speak and stuff like that. If you want to know more, you can just go watch that video, because I don't feel like talking about it really right now. But so I was reading my story to the class, and then when I finished, the teacher was like,
okay, I'm gonna repeat what you just said because you were slurring a lot and nobody could understand what you were saying.
and then he continued to repeat what I had just said. And I was like, wow. So my last and final story, I believe I was about 12 or something, around that age, and I went to visit my step-grandma in Bakersfield with some family, and I don't remember who all the family was, but I know that my mom is there. And we were eating dinner one night, and I reached over my grandpa for the butter because everyone was talking, and I felt like it would be rude to interrupt them, so I decided to just like, it wasn't like I was like full on like reaching over him to where I was like in his space, you know. I was just like, it was like barely reaching over him. And my step-grandma looked at me and yelled at me right in front of everyone about it. I don't remember exactly what she was saying, but I think she was like,
Don't you dare do that!
or something like that. But dude, she was really fucking loud. And I was so embarrassed because I do not like confrontation. It's just, and I don't particularly like that grandma either. She's also the grandma that I was talking about in my birthday vlog that was kind of bagging on my appearance. Yeah, and then that same night, a little later, she called me a barbarian because of how I was holding my fork. And I was holding my fork like with the fork side up this way because I don't remember why, but I was holding it like that, and she called me a barbarian, and I was like, alright, great family visit, love it. Yeah, those are some of my awkward moments. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!